Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. We know the January transfer window is not long away now, and these teams looking to get players in to their squad in the January transfer window. As I said, but a bit more news is updated regarding some more transfer news now. Reportedly to update you on. I'll give you a bit of Arsenal's as I did earlier on Chelsea's transfer news. And I'm going to give you a bit more Manchester United's news as well. So we will start on the subject of Manchester United. Reportedly, Man United want to sanction Paul Pogba off in January. Reportedly, there has been rumours about him potentially making a return back to Juventus. You know, where he had 4 or 5 good years with Juventus as well. Paul Pogba. Potentially did admit quite a while back he did want to potentially make the return back to Juventus, Paul Pogba. But reportedly it did say Juventus are interested in getting it back to Juventus in the January transfer window. Reportedly because his relationship hasn't been good with Jose Mourinho as Paul Pogba's. But potentially there has been rumours about it, that reportedly Man United could demand that they want one of the Juventus players as part of a swap deal of Paul Pogba, potentially making a return back to Juventus. Because the last league he started, Paul Pogba was Southampton earlier on in the season, when we drew 2-2. So that was his last league start from the start, Paul Pogba. So, and potentially it's going to be a debate whether he's going to be starting today in the Liverpool game as well. So reportedly, Man United could demand that they want Alex Sandro as part of the deal. There's been talks about him. Manchester United reportedly monitoring him and interested in him. Alex Sandro, good fullback, good at beating one-on-one opponents, physically good at going forward as well. Is Alex Sandro. He's an ex-Porto player, used to play alongside Danilo, and he's an ex-Santos player where he's on loan as well. And his first 3 seasons, he won the domestic double with Juventus as well. So he has been at Juventus a good 3 or 4 years now. As Alex Sandro, and he can put him as an attacking player. He can play as a wing back. He can play as a wing back as well. So reportedly, that Man United could demand that deal as well. It could be a swap deal between Paul Pogba and Alex Sandro, reportedly, because he hasn't really proven himself in English football. Paul Pogba obviously is like our most expensive signing. £89 million we paid for him. He has still got huge talent, hasn't really proven himself in English football, as we all know. So the rumour mill is coming out of the press saying that Jose Mourinho does actually, and Manchester United want to sanction him off in the January transfer window as well. Bit of breaking more news to update you with. Transfer rumours regarding Arsenal as well. Reportedly, Arsenal regarding Arsenal as well. Reportedly, Arsenal. They look a so much better side under Unai. As I said, the 22 games are undefeated. They're currently playing now. I'm just currently watching the games. 15 minutes in, it's 0-0 Arsenal Southampton. But look at different squad. But I said Unai still needs a couple of transfer windows to bolster Arsenal's squad up even more. As I said, they definitely look a better team, than they did under Arsene Wenger. Arsenal, But as I said, they had 22 years of Wenger. They had 12 good years of Wenger, and then especially at the last stages of his career, they potentially, wanted him out of the club. And potentially Arsenal got 5 players during the course of last summer, as we all know. Lacazette and Aubameyang are delivering the goods for Arsenal. They're very, very good players indeed. Exceptional players for Arsenal, as I said. But they have got quite a few targets because Arsenal have potentially got a few players that are guaranteed to leave the club. You've got Aaron Ramsey. That's guaranteed to leave next summer on a free because Arsenal blatantly told him he's not signing a new contract. You've also got Danny Welbeck, who of course is out for the season. Arsenal have got a few injury problems as well. It's confirmed Welbeck's out for the season. He's free to leave. He's set to leave on a free next summer for Arsenal because he's been at Arsenal since 2014, as we all currently know. And Ozil's future, he's not certain yet what's going to be happening with him. Obviously, he's failed to really adapt himself under Unai Emery. I know potentially that, to be quite fair, at the start of the season he was very, very good, and he's well Premier League proven. He's Mesut Ozil, as we all currently know. But reportedly, his future is uncertain with Arsenal, as we all know, because he has been having injury problems this season as well with his back. I think he's fully fit now. So reportedly, it did say the Bookers, favoured Man United to go on and sign him. He's attacking midfielder, can play on the wing as well. Can be a bit lazy, but when he's playing to his potential best, he is an exceptional player. He's proven in the Premier League. Man United went for him last summer, was it? But obviously, he ended up signing a new contract with Arsenal worth £350,000 a week. So obviously, if any team were to go for him in January or whatever, obviously Arsenal would be demanding a fee for Mesut Ozil. But obviously Mourinho loves him. Ozil's Mourinho because obviously they've worked together in the past. He is a good, exceptional player when he's on form. Mesut Ozil, as I said, he's an ex-Schalke, Werder Bremen, and Real Madrid player as well, and he's won quite a few individual awards. He's won quite a lot of honours, as well as Mesut Ozil. But reportedly, he could well leave Arsenal in the January transfer window as well. So reportedly, Arsenal have had a few interest in some players, to potentially get better. And reportedly being interested in Christian Pavon, the current Boca Juniors player. He is only young. He is 22 years of age. He is very, very fast. Reportedly, Arsenal have been in talks over a 40 million potential move for the player. So reportedly, Arsenal have been in talks, over this situation. I think from the player's perspective, he is keen on the move to Arsenal. I think it'd be good for him to come and experience the Premier League. I think he'll grow and develop fantastically well if he was to go to the Emirates, and I think he would do very, very well under the management of Unai Emery at Arsenal. Reportedly, Arsenal have been linked to him during the course last summer. But he did sign a new deal until 2022. And Arsenal convinced of getting around a 40 million deal over the line for him. Reportedly has a release clause of just over £40 million as well, does the player. And reportedly, he can play on each wing. And potentially, I think he'll bring that potential to Arsenal. I think he'll complement their team fantastically well, and I think he'll create that width fantastically well at Arsenal. And I think he'll provide very, very well at Arsenal. Christian Pavon, and reportedly Arsenal are linked to him. Arsenal have been in negotiations, and I think he'll fit into the Arsenal team very, very well. He's never played in the Premier League, but he's only 22 years of age, so if he was to go to Arsenal, he's got a lot of years there, to get a lot of Premier League experience and playing in English football. So reportedly, he's supposed to be a very, very good player. Reportedly, he's 22 years old. He's been playing senior football since like 2013 as well as the player. So reportedly, Arsenal have targeted an interest in him as well. So that's latest news to update you on. As he updated you a bit more transfer news going on reportedly regarding Chelsea and Liverpool. Reportedly, Chelsea reports were coming out as they updated you on my earlier video today that reportedly Chelsea are in pole position to go on and sign Christian Pulisic. Reportedly, Chelsea have been in negotiations regarding the Christian Pulisic situation, because obviously Morata's future is uncertain at Chelsea. So too is Eden Hazard, because he could potentially go to Real Madrid next summer. Potentially, Christian Pulisic is under contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2020. Good young age prospect. He's been in the senior squad with Borussia Dortmund since now 2016 as the player. But reportedly, Borussia Dortmund have confirmed, and the director of Borussia Dortmund has confirmed, they're not willing to do any business in January. They're not willing to officially sanction him off in January. But from the player's perspective, Pulisic, he only played 15 games in the youth academy, and then he got into the senior squad. He is American. He is only 20 years of age, and I think he'd do well under the management of Sarri if he went to Chelsea. He'd complement, fantastically well. I think he'd fit in the team very, very well. And it'd be good for him to come and experience English football, because he hasn't been getting regular in the starting 11 with Borussia Dortmund this season, Christian Pulisic. But he can play attacking mid. He can play him out wide as well. He's known for high speeds. And his link-up play is supposed to be very, very good as well. And he will be guaranteed the game time, will Christian Pulisic, when he does go to the Premier League. So he is a good young age prospect. But reportedly, Chelsea are now in pole position from the player's perspective, according to recent reports, that he does want to join Chelsea. Does Christian Pulisic, because Chelsea and Liverpool were the highest spenders in the last summer window. As we all currently know, Liverpool were top, Chelsea were second. But Chelsea and Sarri's still looking to add ranks in. Sarri's still looking to add ranks into his squad, because he has got quite a few aging players in that Chelsea team now. But reportedly, Christian Pulisic, reportedly Liverpool have been interested in him as well. Manchester United have been interested in him, but reportedly, he's favoured to go to Chelsea. He hasn't been a Manchester United main priority target, but Man United have been interested. It would take in the excess of a bid of around £50-60 million to persuade Borussia Dortmund to sanction him off. So presumably Chelsea will agree a fee for him in January, and then potentially officially sign the player next summer, because Borussia Dortmund are not willing to do any business in January of officially sanctioning him off, because they want to keep him until the end of the season. Borussia Dortmund have made this clear. But yeah, as I said, Liverpool have reportedly also been interested in him as well. Reportedly, Liverpool have been interested in him. Obviously, Klopp's a big admirer of the player. Klopp's obviously worked with him in the past at Borussia Dortmund, as we all currently know. So they're looking to reunite. Klopp's a big admirer of the player. As I said, but Liverpool were reportedly interested in Christian Pulisic as well. And the reports coming out early in the month that I actually would prefer to actually join Liverpool over Chelsea. But now recent reports have come out saying he would like to join Chelsea with Pulisic. But there has been no sign, potentially, guys, of Christian Pulisic signing a new deal with Borussia Dortmund. So, potentially, obviously, I thought he'd gone to Liverpool because, he's got a good relationship with Klopp. The owners of Liverpool of FSG are American, and so too is the player himself. Christian Pulisic is American as well. But yeah, good player. As I said, he mainly plays on the wing as a winger at Borussia Dortmund. But you can put him in that attacking midfield position, as I currently said. So that's the latest news about that, because Chelsea have got Morata, his future's uncertain. Eden Hazard has actually come out and he's potentially admitted that potentially Eden Hazard said he loves Real Madrid. Chelsea have been in contract talks of trying to secure him a new deal. There's been no signs of Eden Hazard signing a new deal. Reportedly, it may be unlikely for Real Madrid to sign Hazard next summer if they don't change their club's personnel. With their manager currently Santiago Solari, as we all currently know. But there's been rumours about Eden Hazard going to Real Madrid next summer. He said he loves Real Madrid, as I said, because Real Madrid have got quite a few potential targets on their radar, as I said. But Eden Hazard, he did admit quite a while back that he could leave Chelsea next summer. He's got 18 months left on his current contract, and he's really highly experienced in the Premier League. One of the best players in the Premier League, as I said, is Eden Hazard. As I said, creative, close ball control, very, very good. Good at driving forward. As I said, scores loads and loads of goals. Well proven in the Premier League. And instead, he's an exceptional player. He's Eden Hazard, because you can put him on attacking mid, you can put him on the wide as well, and he's grown and developed fantastically well, since he's come to the Premier League especially. He was very, very good during his Lille days as well. He was at Lille about, 7-8 years or so before he actually went to Chelsea as well. There are rumours about Paris Saint-Germain, but he's ruled himself out of making a move to Paris Saint-Germain, Eden Hazard, as I said. But yeah, exceptional player. Chelsea know how much of an essential player he is, but of course, if he does go next summer, and Chelsea would identify Christian Pulisic, as a suitable replacement for Eden Hazard. With the Morata situation, Jordi Alba's come up and he's potentially said he's brought the narrative up about Morata being welcome to Barcelona, as we all currently know. But Morata, Chelsea may be keen on loaning him out in January, according to what the media said. Morata, because he's no longer under Sarri's plans, he's no longer getting into the starting 11 with Chelsea. Morata, he is a very, very good player. He's very, very good in 2017-18 season. He's been at Chelsea just like over a year now, as we all know. But Sarri's still looking to add depth and quality into his side, as I said. But Morata's future's uncertain. As I said, he's not first choice now under Sarri, as we all know. Chelsea paid, £60 million for him. He's a great number 9, can play up front. You can play him out wide as well. So, yeah, very, very good player, as I said. He's Alvaro Morata, when he's on form, when he gets that game time. But these rumours that he could potentially get, loaned out or could leave in the January transfer window, could Alvaro Morata. Highly experienced, in Spain with Real Madrid. As I said, he reasoned up the youth system, of course, with Real Madrid until he made his senior debut in 2010 with them. He won La Ligas with them, Champions League. He had a 2-year spell with Juventus as well, did Alvaro Morata, as we all know. He won quite a few honours there. Went back to Real Madrid then and won La Liga and Champions League, and then bought him. And, when he first came to Chelsea, he was very, very good, but especially this season, he's no longer under Sarri's plans, and he's obviously won the FA Cup with Chelsea as Alvaro Morata. So his future's uncertain, so Chelsea are going to have to identify replacements, obviously, aren't they? But as I said, that's the latest news on this transfer news to update you, to keep you up to date with, as I said. But as I'm saying, guys, it's 1-1 now, Southampton Arsenal. Southampton just recently took the lead. Arsenal have just equalised. The great side Arsenal doing, man. Got a great squad, as I said. But saying, going into Liverpool Manchester United game, this 4 o'clock. As I said, I have no confidence that we're going to win this game. It's going to be interesting to see how Jose Mourinho lines up. But all can happen in this game. You know, I'm not going to totally put my doubts on it because potentially this is a big game between the most successful clubs historically in English football. You know, the form, obviously Liverpool are in great form, haven't lost yet this season. You know, they haven't lost in 16. Manchester United have been very poor this season, but form, you don't count form when it comes to games like this. And on this occasion, Manchester United, you know, might be up for the game, you know, because we can prove we do seem to up our games against the big teams. I know we didn't against Man City this season. You know, against Arsenal, we upped our performance a bit. Terms level of commitment, we gave it everything. We still lack quality in the final third. These players underperforming, as we all know, but I think potentially, last 2 seasons at Anfield, we have part of the bus defensively, which Mourinho can't do. We know we've got problems defensively as well, as we all know. We've got a lot of injury problems defensively. I think Lindelof's still out, but I read a report and it says actually Lindelof had recovered from his injury. I think it says Shaw's recovered from his injury as well. But we have got a few injury problems. We know Alexis Sanchez is out. He struggled to make an impact at Manchester United, as we all know. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jose Mourinho rotates the squad, as I said. So we have got a few injury problems that does concern me, as I currently said. So it's going to concern me going into this game. Potentially Liverpool's perspective, you know, Liverpool fans will be confident going into this game. But people say if Manchester United get a draw, is it a good result? Well, no, because we want to get that top 4. We want to get top 4, so it isn't a good result. It is based on, you know, of how Liverpool are playing and how the players are performing and that. But it isn't good enough potentially, you know, because we potentially need to win because the teams above us are not going to drop many points, as we all currently know. And we're sitting 7-8 points behind top 4, which is not good, as I currently said, guys. So potentially we have to win the game today. We know it's going to be very difficult. As I said, because the last 2 visits to Anfield have been 0-0. Potentially, you know, we have got a good record against them. We haven't lost to them in 8 Premier League meetings. You know, last time we lost to them was at Old Trafford back in 2014 under the David Moyes era. But Liverpool, as I said, you know, they've been in great form. You know, they've got world-class players. Klopp spent quite a bit of money into that team, as I said. And he's a good manager. And potentially we know Salah's just been nominated BBC African Footballer of the Year as well. So that's good for Liverpool. But yeah, Liverpool have only got, I think, 2 centre-halves available today. Reportedly, Joe Matip is injured for Liverpool as well. Reportedly, Oxlade-Chamberlain's obviously out for the season. And they've got Alexander-Arnold out, I think, with a foot injury as well. So he is unlikely to start for Liverpool. So they've got a few defensive injuries as well, of course, of Liverpool, as we all currently know. But yeah, it's going to be a big game. As I said, for us, we've got to basically win the game, as I said, you know, to keep our top 4 hopes alive. Jose Mourinho had quite a bit to say in his press conference. You know, he was basically going on about, you know, about the players, you know, that they're not, you know, playing, you know, that they're not playing on the level, you know, what level they should be playing on. And he was basically saying in his press conference, we're going to go out for the win, as I said. And he also was discussing about potentially about comparing a house with furniture or something like that. This is what also Mourinho said in his press conference building up to the game. But Klopp did say Mourinho never has lacked ambition, because he does get a lot of criticism for his team selection and his tactics with Jose Mourinho. But as I said, Mourinho, it's going to be interesting to see how he rotates the squad today. David De Gea and Matic obviously are confirmed. They're back in the team as well after rested midweek. As I said, he made 8 changes midweek, did Jose Mourinho against Valencia. As we all know, disappointing result. And potentially we've got to put a performance out. Somehow we've got to try and hit them on the counter-attack, as we all know, because we have got the players to do it. We've got Marcus Rashford, who's got fantastic genuine pace, as we all know. Martial, he's missed the last 2 games. I don't know if he's going to be fully fit today. I'm not too sure about that, guys, so I will have to see about that. But yeah, Jose Mourinho, he's come out of the press and he's basically said he's not sure about the transfer funds for January. He said he wants to sign players, but he's not sure what money is available for the January transfer window as well. And he's also not sure. He's come out with a shock admission. He doesn't know if Manchester United will actually back him in the January transfer window, because allegedly it was supposed to be getting hundreds of millions of pounds in the January transfer window to spend. You know, we have got a lot of potential transfer targets, as we all know, that we want to go for, as we all currently know, guys. So yeah, it'll be an interesting game. Interesting to see how we line up. I think the midfield's going to concern me. You know, if Mourinho does put Matic and Fellaini in our midfield, you know, it's very, very static, is that midfield. It lacks creativeness in the midfield when you've got Matic and Fellaini there, because they are two very, very slow players, as we all know. They are very, very small players, and we have, since Mourinho's coming, we haven't been getting the major signings, you know, that we currently want. We haven't been getting our top transfer targets, as we all want. So if we were to go get Koulibaly in January, you know, he would be a great major signing, as we all know, because there has been discussions about that obviously going on. Regardless of who we're getting, I don't want Mourinho at the job. If we do win today, that may give us a bit of confidence. As I said, Liverpool fans will be totally confident. You know, they're playing good football, they're defensively improved. You know, they've got Van Dijk, so they have addressed their defensive problems of Liverpool very, very well indeed. So it's going to be a very, very tough game, as I said, between Liverpool. It's going to be a very, very tough game for us, you know, the way they're playing. We've been performing bad this season, but you never know in a big game like this. Manchester United can always seem to step it up. We may put a fight up, because obviously it's our fiercest rivals, and obviously we want to get, you know, we want to win the game, of course. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, guys. You know, if we lose, it won't be no surprise to me anywhere. You know, the way we've been performing this season, players underperforming. Well, obviously Mourinho spent over £400 million on this squad. We're not in a position that we should be in. We're miles away from the top. We're nowhere near on the same level as Liverpool, Manchester City, of course, as we all know. But we will see what happens. As I said, he's inheriting still a couple of players, Van Gaal, and he's inheriting a couple of players more. He's got in the Stilly, and there's still a couple of players, Ethan Fergie, but the majority of this squad is Jose Mourinho's. Also to confirm, City did win 3-1 yesterday, so they are back top. So Liverpool dropped to second now. City, obviously, a very, very good team. Pep Guardiola's very, very good. And Manchester City, to confirm with you guys, Kevin De Bruyne has come back from injury now, which is good news for them. Recently, Aguero's been injured as well for Manchester City, of course, as we all currently know. But they have been missing Kevin De Bruyne for quite a while. He came on as a substitute yesterday, was it? I think Aguero's recently been injured. You know, they've got Bravo injured as well, and they've got Mendy injured. So they're in search for another fullback at Manchester City. I think Mendy's out until next year. But De Bruyne, one of the best players in the Premier League for me. Good team player. Works very, very hard for the team. Very, very good player. But they can play very, very well without him. So it just proves that they've got... you know, they've got depth and character in their squad, so they can prove themselves even without De Bruyne and Aguero. But when them two are in it, you know, they're even better. So because usually, like, teams will lose, you know, one of the best players in the squad, you know, potentially, you know, go down, drop, you know, they fall down, go on a bad run of form. You know, if they lose the best player through injury or he leaves the club or whatever. You know, potentially, usually teams, you know, don't do well. But obviously, Manchester City are a very, very good team that can prove they can play without Kevin De Bruyne. You know, if you see what would be the difference in the Man United team, I know we're very, very poor. But if we obviously didn't have Martial and Rashford in our squad at this moment in time, you know, we'd probably be in a worse position than we're in now. You know, if Liverpool didn't have Salah in that team, you know, would Liverpool be top? Liverpool, you know, be competing for the title? That's the thing. So I know it takes 11 players to make a team, but you know, one best player out of that squad, you know, can actually make a difference, to be quite honest with you, guys. So, anyway, that's your latest transfer news that has been going on. As I updated you with the Paul Pogba news, with Arsenal's bit of Arsenal news, Christian Pavon, as I said, being mentioned as well, that Arsenal linked with him. So, anyway, guys, we'll be doing the reaction at the Liverpool-Manchester United game. Tune in if you are interested, as I said. So, anyway, take care. God bless, guys. I'll see you all again very, very soon.